Alright, hi there YouTube, it's me, More Suit America again, and yeah, an emergency quest is coming up. So, if you don't know how to figure out if an emergency is going on and whatnot, well, the obvious factor is, one, the gate area is dark, and there's a bunch of red signs, and the TV even has like a display of a planet to go into for an emergency quest. And if you see the announcement saying that as well, then yeah, it's obviously me. Obviously, an emergency quest is coming up. Sometimes it's not up yet. Usually it happens at the hour. Now there are some times when there's another event going on, like a concert or a dance event, and usually that's at the hour. And then the event is 30 minutes after the event. So if there's like a Miku and Luca concert at 12 p.m. EDT, 12:30 p.m. PM, wait. Yeah, 12. If there's a concert at 12 p.m. EDT and blah 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 blah. What am I trying to say? Hold on. Okay, so yeah, if there's an event at 12 p.m. EDT, the emergency quest will kick in 12:30 p.m. EDT. It's 30 minutes after the concert, or whenever the concert starts. Just keep that in mind. You can use bump if you haven't seen that video somewhere on my channel. It gives you the scheduled emergency quests and events that's gonna happen during the week, or technically during the day, and then tomorrow. And then if you want to look at the actual schedule, it's gonna give a bunch of emergency quests, times, and listings and whatnot for the week, or maybe the few weeks to come. It depends on if they have maintenance and whatnot. So yeah, so you can also check the you can check the counter. If you bring the quest type up, the quest selection up, you're gonna see that emergency quest will be the first option, and that usually gives you a huge indicator an emergency quest is going on. If you don't see one, then that means you have to wait. Now, the thing is, when you're new to the game, you want to make sure you're on time and you're in the right block. So, if you're new to the game, make sure you're in block 1 to block 4. I would love to go to an elevator right now, but I'll do that in a bit. Now, I'm gonna have to, from where we left off in episode 4, I just finished my subclass client order, and now I'm gonna go get my subclass. Technically, I want to level up Tekker, but there is a different method for that. However, I'm gonna grab my Force because I need something with levels, and I'm gonna cheat my butt off and actually be able to equip my jet boots that I can't actually wear just yet. Now, I forgot how many points I need to put on here. I'll stick with 3, and then I'll shove most of the points in here. I guess I could get some PP. Now, I'm gonna make this character, like, very well, I wouldn't say adaptable, but she's gonna have 3 classes: Force, Tekker, and Bouncer, because they all can use T technique. And that's gonna boost up my my stats for T attack, so I should be able to wear my jet boots now. What else do I need to grab? What was it? Jet boots? I need this gear. This is an essential. And now I also need to grab that too. So how many points is that? That's technically 3. Now, the only reason why I would actually grab the... Yeah, this is useful if you have a Dex Mag and you plan to do crafting for it, if I remember my research. But however, I'm going for jet boots, and I'm trying to remember what I need to grab. I need to grab all the jet boot stuff. This one is debatable because I don't know if I'm gonna get S attack. Maybe it's useful if I have it conveniently on me, but I can't remember. Now this one I know I want to grab. Actually no, what is it? Element stance. I need to grab this. This is a must because I'm doing jet boots, and There's something else that I need. I think it's this or yeah, I'm not gonna get dual blades as much. It's gonna be optional. One more jump. Do I really need that? Maybe. Now, I got a bunch of class resets, so if I do mess up this tree, I can fix it. Hopefully I don't need to, actually, but... Yeah, right now I'm just putting points all over the place because I don't know. So I could get a little bit of benefits from everything. So now, because you decided to do that, like get a bunch of... Actually, what the heck is that client order with the thingy? Anyways, yeah, since I put a bunch of points in my class now, I have a lot more perks, I have a lot more stats, and that's not what I want to show. Now I got element stance now. I got this as well, and this. Now, I forgot how this works. This increases attack and charge. Okay, so this is just to boost my techniques up in my photon arts. Creates a field around you, restoring PP every time I attack the enemy with weakness, elemental weakness. Then this gives a stance. Okay, so yeah, I know how to use this. This one you want to always activate before you go on the field. Then I can put a bunch of techniques on it. However, alright, so I can equip these better jet boosts on them. So now I have 300-ish more T attack. My T attack's already high up there because of the fact that I have Force as my subclass. Now, I might want to also put more in here because I need to experiment and see if I can actually change the element of my boots when I fight. So I only got these. This one. So I got fire, wind, and ice. So if I talk to you again, let me make sure I grab the right perks. Alright, so I might want to grab that. I need to... Field remain. Shift to air boost, rapid boost, element switch. Okay, so yeah, I grabbed the right thing. It was the elemental burst. That's what I needed to actually change elements. What the heck am I talking about? I'll display it in a bit. So, what now? I need to check today's daily orders as well, because I can still get a ticket out of them. And maintenance is tonight, but it's already been 8 minutes. So I'm grabbing a bunch of daily orders. Just the ones for tri-boosts, actually. Because I can't do all of... Well, I can start doing that one. I could do this one as well. I'll grab it, because that's some extra money I can use when I actually start working on Tokyo. Now, this is an emergency quest. I'm not gonna do that, though. Featured quest, what do we have? Oh, that's convenient. It's Tokyo Exploration. Technically, I can do that and finish up my client orders and stuff. Not gonna do that, though. I might want to do this, though. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Do I want to do it on hard? You know what? It's not gonna hurt me that much. I have better equipment now. Hopefully, I can test out... Dang it. Hold on. Alright, so I need to equip this. Now, like I stated, I have no clue how to do the element burst thing. Hopefully, I can test it out in this quest. Now, this time I'm also going to bring a bunch of companions as well, just in case. Now, these guys shouldn't be that hard for me to handle compared to that X-Dragon boss. And I have a higher rarity weapon as well, and some better units, so I shouldn't be killed that fast. So 6. Who am I gonna grab? I'm gonna grab General Esdeath, because that's my character, but I don't get any friend points from that, but who cares? I'm gonna grab the... Do I need a Tekker? I don't have Shifted yet, so Tekker would be useful. Actually, they're both Tekkers, huh? Oh, he's a more support though. But yeah, alright, so let me talk about my dilemma with Burnout. So this game is great and all, but like I stated in the previous episodes, I get my moments where I get tired of the game and I just kind of leave for a while. I mean, that's what's gonna happen for like most people sometimes, because you know, once you explore most of the game, I haven't actually explored the storyline, which is this lightning now? I don't know. But yeah, when it comes to what is it? End game content, I kind of already explored most of the things I want to do. Except the storyline. Storyline is kind of, I skipped that because yeah, I wanted to kind of rush with all my characters, and with a bunch of characters, I couldn't do the storyline. So yeah, that can actually get my interest in a bit, but I want to start from episode 1 and work my way all the way to episode 4. However, that's gonna be a long while. And I might record that as well. However, I don't know with who. This character is a no-no because she's gonna have her own series of how I leveled this character up from level 1 to level 75. Alright, these guys are weak to fire, so can I actually switch around with it? But yeah, if you're new to the game, you're gonna be enjoying it until you hit that curve. Like, a lot of players leave the game because there's not that much content, or like once they hit in-game content, it's like, what do I do now? Because you'll be repeating a lot of things that most end-game players will be doing. Most of them will be waiting for an emergency quest. Most of them will be doing time attack client orders extreme quests so they can stock up on money. It's just that they're gonna be doing a lot of the same things, and it's gonna be boring and repetitive. I mean, you can make it very entertaining and hang out with your team and your pals and the community you have, but still, you might actually experience the burnout. And if that happens, then I don't know what to say. Usually, when it comes to me staying to this is the longest I have been on in a game, I can't speak. Playing an MMORPG, this game is actually up there in my history, because this is the longest I ever played for an MMORPG. That's not a browser game. RuneScape doesn't count, and along with Advanced Quest, that doesn't count. But yeah, when it comes to an actual downloadable game with like 3D, do I want to say 3D? Yeah, 3D graphics and stuff. Yeah, this is actually up there. Because compared to all my other games, I kind of left them, like El Sword, Atlantica Online, Terra, like all of those, Blade and Souls, all of those games I kind of left eventually, because it's like, yeah, even though I'm a solo player, even though I'm kind of up there in gear or whatnot, this is kind of boring for me. Now, the reason why it was boring was because I didn't have anyone to talk to. I was kind of, like I stated, a solo player, and yeah, it's just that I didn't do as much that I wanted to. Now, the reason why I've been in this game longer than ever is because I found a great community back in episode 2 when I started out. Now, the biggest issue was, this is just my experience with B20 back in episode 2 days. I mean, technically, B1 has its moments, but it's not that bad. Like, literally, it's not that bad. Compared to, like, episode 2 days. But, yeah, back in episode 2, I was a noob, and I kind of used the internet to figure out, like, what was the best ship to go on to, and I decided to go on ship 2, because most English-speaking people are there. However, I knew no one, and it's just that, yeah, I decided to hang out in B20 because I thought that was like the good block, and then kind of heard about bad reviews and whatnot, and I was like, oh shoot. B20 isn't the block for me. And then I actually bump into a high level player. Like, I was helping out noobs in B20 back in the days, and I was like, oh, okay, we're all noobs, let's go help out each other and do quests and whatnot. So that's what we did, but I apparently dragged a high level person with us as well, and that person didn't actually help us out. Like, when we were fighting against a boss, he was already in the next area waiting for us. And we kind of stated that the boss was out in area 2, and we were having, the 2 people I was helping with, they were having trouble killing it, but I was like the higher noob of the other 2 noobs, so I was able to take care of it. But when we killed it, when we were about to kill it actually, the guy came out of nowhere and instant killed the boss, and we were like, you could have done that earlier for us, but yeah. That was just a bad experience on my part for B20, and I was about to leave the game until I stumbled upon another community back in my days. Like, okay, what was I doing? I finished that because I wanted to get, do I actually have all the equipment for it? Sorry about my interruption of my own story thingy. Alright, so I don't actually need 10 of those. I do need 10 of those. I don't need anything else. I don't need anything past 10. That's what I'm trying to say. God dang it. I can't speak apparently. Alright, so I need 10 more from Volcano and Forest. So I'm gonna take advantage of this featured quest, and hopefully I can get most of the drops for that level cap. Alright, so yeah, continuing on, it's just that after that experience with B20, I was like, okay, there's no block that I can actually work with, because B20 is actually bad, full of trolls, not a lot of helpful people, and I was about to quit until I bumped into people from B6. Now, B6 had a system where they were doing a lot of things B20 wasn't doing. Like, B20 is supposed to be a super hard block back in the days, but a lot of people avoided it because of the graphic content and all of the trolls and just the cancerness of it. But yeah, when I was in episode 2, I was about to quit, but then some people actually, I bumped into some people that were actually nice, but the ones that got me talking was through randomness, sheer randomness within the lobby. Like, it was very nice, because I met a bunch of other cast players. Like, I had the default noob cast player look, so I was like, okay, there's not a lot of casts in B20, so, like, by cast I mean actual robot looking guys. But when I went to B6, there was like a huge cluster of like casts like that looked like Gundams and whatnot, and they were just hanging out on the staircase that's like close to the class counter changing elevator. I mean, no, the class changing counter. So there was like a bunch of these good looking cast parts guys, and I was like, holy shit, these guys look nice! And then I came up with my newbie self, and they were like, oh, hey there. And then we kind of chat, and it was just like a huge gathering of people just like kind of taking pictures of all the casts that were assembled there. It was pretty nice. But yeah, that was when I started to lurk around in B6 and kind of see how everything was going. Now, granted, the actual person who got me talking was a female, and yeah, it was actually randomness that got me talking to, because they were kind of making fun of my character's look because he was so skinny and whatnot. And I was like, oh, I decided to go along with it. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't insulted or anything, but you know, it's a video game. I was like, okay, might as well play around because, you know, friendliness, randomness, saying blah 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 blah. So yeah, I decided to just joke around as well. However, the person that started talking to me thought I was being harassed, I guess you could say. I wasn't being harassed, I was just joking around and fooling around as well, going along with it because, you know, why not? But yeah, after that incident, I started to hang around B6. I got used to the team that was there. I talked to people around there as well, and I started to get, you know, the actual I actually felt, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you want to say blended in? No. Like, I actually felt welcome. Because these guys were really nice compared to, like, people back in B20 in episode 2 days. Like, these guys literally helped me out. They were doing a lot of stuff to help out the very hard block. Because back in episode 2, B6 was the first very hard block. And, like, Japanese players and English players were able to just stay in that block, and they were able to do so much together, and it was actually B20 free. Like, if a B20er, I can't speak, if a B20er tried to do stuff in B6, people would actually stop that. Like, Japanese players and English players alike would, like, literally speak out and say, hey, don't do that in this block, or they would literally get banned and reported. And yeah, it was very nice. Like, B6 also did a bunch of advanced quests, which isn't even being spammed nowadays, and most of the people in B6 when I was new to game literally helped you out with builds, literally give you advice. It was really nice, and I liked it. Now, B6 is kind of dead because it's been 2 years since B6 was created, and the other fact is that time changes, and because of X, Y, and Z, yeah, we don't have that anymore. For one, B6 changed because now it's not even the first very hard block. It's kind of a, if I remember correctly, it's one of the hard blocks now, and not even, there's not a lot of people in that block anymore. Secondly, because of what happened during episode 2, the community and the people kind of died off. Like, what we had in B6 with everyone helping out and stuff, the team that was actually kind of supervising it just, with the incident that was going on, with all the drama, with all the technical difficulties and whatnot, it just went downhill. And everyone started splitting up, doing their own thing. And it's, yeah, I kind of miss B6. Even though, like, some players still remember about B6, some don't, but B6 is kind of one of those places that's still in my heart. And the reason why I'm doing all these helpful videos is because, one, there's not a lot of videos talking about all these basic stuff. Maybe there is, but I'm literally gonna start making a bunch of videos talking about it. But it's just that I kind of want to give back to, I want to help out new players, because I don't want them to be dealing with the same issues I got. For example, the mag issue, for example. It might not be a big deal, but sometimes it is later on, late game, when you think about it. And I don't want you guys to regret any kind of silly mistakes that could have been avoided. Now, why am I killing everything? Alright, because it's featured quests and I need an A or S rank. But yeah, that's kind of a history of what happened back in episode 2. And that's the actual, like, even after B6 died off, I had to choose between certain people. I couldn't appease everyone because, you know, you had to take a side sometimes. You can't stay in the middle ground forever. Maybe you could, but in my situation I was in, I couldn't stay in the middle anymore, because when B6 kind of got separated and stuff, I had a choice between going to the guys I knew most people from B6, but it was either I joined this half of the old B6 or I joined the old half of this B6, and I decided to choose the one that I kind of knew everyone a little bit more of. So yeah, it was just kind of sad when it came to, like, B6 going downhill, and that it's kind of dead now. I mean, granted, some people in B1 help out the new players, but B1 kinda has its reputation. It's not that bad compared to back then in episode 2 with B20ers, but you can judge it yourself. You can go over there in B1, hang out, and see what's going on. What else do I want to talk about? I still need to finish that, that damn thingy. I also need to cook soon. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys for listening to my little blah 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 blah. But yeah, because of the fact that I don't have B6 anymore though, it's kind of like I can easily leave this game now and then easily come back. It depends. If my pals really want me on, which I kind of have been a, what's the word? MIA. I've been missing in action because I kind of got the burnout effect on me and I just didn't want to play this game as much. But thinking about it, I have started this series where I decided to help out new players, so I will stay true and actually try to do as many videos that I need to do talking about tutorials and stuff. Now, I might make a separate video talking about some other stuff of PSO2. Like, I really want to talk about how it's really hard for most free-to-play players to actually get easy money. Like, technically, it depends on how you define easy, and depends on how you define how to get money. I mean, if you're willing to put into hard work and study to figure out how to get easy money, then that's on you. But some people may actually want to have a method where it's like they can run a quest and they can earn money off of it. Now that's time attack and time attack client orders and extreme quests for you. But those are technically the only two quests that can allow you to get money from client orders. Now, there are technically, if you do the quests for extreme quests, you can farm for specific abilities, but yeah, that's you doing your own research and you actually had to discover that. And as a new player, you're not going to know that. And when you start doing extreme quests and time attack client orders, you're going to find out that most of the money you earn, it's not enough to get you the outfit. You might need to wait a couple weeks before you can actually buy a certain outfit or appearance or ticket or lobby action, whatever you're looking for. But then the next question or the next issue you're going to address is your gear. If you spend money on a lobby action or a ticket, specifically a ticket, because if you use up a ticket, you will not be able to undo it. Like, once you open up that ticket and you have your hairstyle, your lobby action, your accessory, your innerwear, whatever you want to talk about, yeah, you're not gonna be able to return that item once you open it up. You're stuck with it. So I got everything. Most likely I'm gonna end the video soon, but let me get my point. But yeah, back then I'll talk about this in another video, actually. In the next video. Right. So, it's just that, yeah, when it comes to... I kind of have an issue with it when it comes to helping out new players. Granted, I know how to get a lot more money, it's just that I've been very lazy about it, and I haven't been doing it. But in a free-to-play player base, and you kind of, like, if you're a casual player, and you really don't actually want to look into this and stuff, then PSO2 does not offer that. You actually have to look it up, and you have to play around with the market. You have to figure out what you need to do. That's the only way to actually get more money, so you can get a better income compared to getting 1,600,000 meseta, or maybe roughly around 2 million meseta off of extreme quests and time attack client orders. Now, this does not count daily orders as well, but I'll use the next video to actually talk about that. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna turn this in now. I'm not gonna get experience off of this. Yeah, this is more of you just getting the essentials so you can just not get that level cap stuff. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hit that like and subscribe. There's more videos to come for this series, and I'll see you around. Peace!